Hi everyone, Chris on the course here. Today is the first of a three-part special. And what we're going to be looking in that three-part special is the penalty area that is in between our 13th hole and our 15th hole. And the scenarios that you might come across if you hit your ball offline on these holes. So the first scenario we're going to be looking at is if you've hit a tee shot from the 13th tee and it's come to the ditch on the left of the 13th. But in particular, it's this part of the ditch, this first part of the ditch, because as you can see, this ditch goes, or penalty area I should say, goes all the way along, meanders all the way along. And it's not going to be exactly the same drop or method of drop for each of these. Even though the rule is the same, you need to just bear in mind where the different drops are going to be. So today I've hit a shot, relatively short tee shot for me, gone to the left hand side and my ball is in the ditch. First thing to say with any of the three parts that we're going to be doing with this is we need to know that the ball is in the penalty area or be virtually certain. So if you've hit a ball in this direction and it could be out of the penalty area and just a lost ball, well, you'd have to go and take stroke and distance, which would mean going back to the tee and playing your third shot if your tee shot was the one that went this way. So as you'll see from this golf ball then, my ball is down in the bottom of the penalty area. Some people might think that they then drop to the side in that area, but that isn't the case. It's actually the point in which you're going to be taking is where the ball last crossed the margin of the penalty area. In other words, if you've got markings, red lines, then that is the margin, as we've covered in other videos. Or if you haven't got the markings, it's where the bank sort of breaks and then starts to go over into the penalty area. So my ball is up there, but it wouldn't be sensible for us to think that that ball has literally gone and done a 90-degree turn to get there. It's actually crossed sort of in this area here. As you can see, I've sort of got my tee peg to signify that area. So what are my options from here? Well, once you've found where that ball would have last crossed the margin, you've got a few options. First of all, if you really wanted to, you could play it. That would obviously be no penalty. And now under the new rules, as we've touched on in the past, you're allowed to ground your club in there as well. But I don't want to do that because it's not very nice. So I've got some other options. My other options could be go back to the tee if I wanted to, again stroke and distance like we said. Or I could take 2 club lengths to the side from where that sort of marker that I put down on there, which is the spot that I worked out earlier, 2 club lengths no nearer the hole, and then that's going to be, you can see I've already marked this out, and then there's going to be kind of a quarter circle, if you like, from that spot there. 2 club lengths. In the old rules, one of the things that you could do, but is no longer available to you, is actually going to the other side of the penalty area, which was available to you when you had an old red water hazard. That's no longer available. But another option that you also have as well, but this will be less common in a red penalty area, I would suspect, would be taking a line between the flag, the mark which I put on the floor, and going back as far as you like. Again, that's a penalty of 1 shot, so you'll be playing your third shot, the same as the drop that I've talked to you about there. So, a bit of a summary then. Options you've got in this instance are 2 club lengths away from that spot on the edge, as a quarter circle in this case, going back to here. We could play it if we really wanted to. We could go back to the tee if we wanted to as well for a penalty shot, or we could go to take the flag, the mark on the edge, and go back as far as we like, again for a penalty stroke. So I hope that clears the first part up, and I look forward to seeing you in future weeks where we'll be talking about other areas of this penalty area. Until next time, it's Chris on the course.